So as you guys can see, we learn about materials, we learn about fixing your morale here on Talking Nachos. I'm ready for my next guest when they're ready to come up. Awesome. I have a fellow dentist on with me. Share with me what you do to help dentists cry less inside and a little bit about your story.
Sure. Hi, Paul. How are you? Thank you for having us at Dental Nachos. Well, I'll start with my story. I'm a dentist, general dentist. I practice full time. I have done it all. I've been an associate in a DSO before it was a DSO. Yeah, and I have two startup practices that I still own and run.
Nice.
And I also am a co-founder of a dental software company. So I guess I have a dental
Cool.
side gig.
Yes, yeah. You have side gigs that turn into main gigs. I love that.
Yep. And, Practice by Numbers honestly was born out of my pain points when I started out my first startup, dental startup. And, as a dentist, we struggle with many different hats that we wear. And my biggest struggle was the business side of dentistry. When I
But
started
wait,
out,
Dr. Aditi, I really think, how did you struggle with business? We had all those great courses in dental school about how to run a practice. Oh, yes, we had none of those. How to make a terrible bite rim, we had those. Did we ever have to make them again? No. But not once did people say, how does insurance work? How does team wages work? I think it's so irresponsible of dental schools to not even make that a awareness factor. I'm not asking them to teach dental students how to run a practice, but just to know that things like dental insurance exist. Because the cry inside feeling you guys help solve is, have you ever been working really, really hard and not sure why you're not making enough money? Because that's happened to me many times in my career. I'm sweating, I'm crying on the inside, I'm seeing patients, and at the end of the week, the day, or the month, I'm not making what I think I should be making, and I don't know why. Is that does that story
exactly.
feel authentic to you?
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head, Paul. I mean, I lived that moment in many, many, many ways. I was very frustrated. I was like, how can this be possible? Right? How am I not making as much as I thought I should be making? Where is it going? What's happening? And so Practice by Numbers really came about with all my frustrations. My husband is a software engineer, and I would be the quintessential nagging wife. I'd be like, dude, what's going on? Help me out here. And we started to then look into what was going on in my practice. We started to look at reports. And it was like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It
Right.
was crazy trying to find the numbers to see where you're lacking, what's going wrong. How can you fix what's going wrong unless you know what it is, right?
And also, I'll just add it, sometimes it's just so confusing to keep looking at different numbers, right? If I'm like, I can do 82 jumping jacks in a minute, am I fit? I don't know, right? And then, there's just dentists to empathize with us. Sometimes we get numbers and it's just hard to analyze them. And is practice by numbers. If someone's listening to this now or watching it, you've created this with your husband to help solve your pain.
Yeah.
What does practice by numbers? You had to put it in a few sentences. What do you guys do?
Well, to summarize what we do, because we do a ton of stuff, we help practices, we monitor, evaluate, and empower your team to use both the numeric as well as the human data that you have already existing in your practice. And this helps you, knowledge of this helps you unlock the
Yeah,
secrets to living your most balanced
I
and
love it.
productive life as a practitioner.
I absolutely love the way the unlock part and clients you've helped. We're not the easiest of people, right? We're always thinking there's a scam inside of a scam. We ask for a bite wing of the bite wing. We got so many problems, at least 99. But you've worked with clients just like you who probably thought, I don't know if this thing's going to work, but I'll try it anyway. Or I don't know, I'll sign up for this software. How has that transformed? You don't have to necessarily use their name, but how has that transformed some of your dentist customers that are just like you?
So, I'll tell you a little story. I was at a meeting just a couple months ago, and I had a dentist, not somebody I don't know, just came out of the meeting room, came to the booth. I was standing there, and he said, "Hey, are you the co-founder of PBN?" I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "I need to give you a hug." I'm like, "Oh,
That's great.
okay." And he gave me a big hug, and he said, "You know what? You guys are awesome." I said, "Well, thank you so much." And he said, "Yep." He said, "We went from 3 practices to 13."
Oh, wow.
And he said, "And it was you guys that enabled us to put systems in place to be able to reach our goals." And Paul, that was the most humbling and the
That's
best
awesome. It's
best
amazing something you've invented has had such an amazing impact on someone that you might not have ever known if they didn't give you that hug. And I think, more people, and I try to do this with things I use, should reach out to companies that have helped them and just let them know how much they appreciate, because it really makes our day. I love getting a great review from my dental office. And I think it's just such a cool story, such a Nacho story of the always be connecting, collaborating story. So if people are listening, Dr. Eden, they're like, okay, this sounds like something I need. I use spreadsheets inside of spreadsheets. I don't even look at my reports. When they text PBN to 215-543-6454, can they do a consult with your team? Do they do a demo? How does that work?
So they usually get a demo, and you can schedule that demo using the text, or also you can go to our website, which is www.practicenumbers.com, and that will take you directly to scheduling a demo with our team.
Awesome. I'm a big fan of just do the demo. I mean, we're two dentists talking. Do the demo. You learn something, right? I've had my office manager do demos, whether it's with a financial analyst, whether it's with a technology company, and even if it's not the right time to move forward, you leave those demos thinking in a different way than you did before. Get your website analyzed, see how your SEO is working. Maybe it's working great, maybe not so great. But us dentists, we get siloed into our caves, right? And we just don't we're not as open-minded to new ideas as we should be as both entrepreneurs and clinicians. So I love what you've shared here. Where are you guys based out of?
We are based out of Seattle, Washington.
Awesome. You got to come back to Philadelphia and see us sometime at Nacho headquarters. I so appreciate you sharing. I love that hug story, and thanks for supporting our community.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting us. Appreciate it.
Awesome.